Welcome to German History with a German accent. My name is Wolf, W-O-L-F, just like the animal. And in today's video, I'm speaking about Wernher von Braun. As always, if you enjoy these videos, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button and don't forget to drop me a comment below. Wernher Magnus Maximilian Freiherr von Braun was born on March 23, 1912, in Wiersitz in the Prussian province of Posen, a son of Magnus Freiherr and Emmy von Braun. His interest in astronomy was sparked when he received a telescope as confirmation gift. After he read the book Die Rakete zu den Planetenräumen, or By Rocket into Planetary Space, he put his efforts in becoming a better student in the subject of math to comprehend the science background of this book. Due to his exceeding performance in school, he graduated in the year 1930 with his Abitur, the German diploma allowing him to attend universities. 2 years earlier, he joined the Verein für Raumschifffahrt, or Society for Space Travel. After Wernher von Braun completed a required internship at a locomotive factory, he attended the Technische Hochschule in Berlin-Charlottenburg. He graduated 2 years later, receiving his mechanical engineering diploma. While attending the university, he became a glider pilot as well. In the year 1932, von Braun became a civilian employee at the missile program in the Reichswehr. Wernher von Braun also attended the Friedrich Wilhelm University in Berlin, where he became a doctorate in physics only 2 years later. His dissertation and its title, Constructive, Theoretical and Experimental Contributions to the Problem of Liquid-Fueled Rockets, were kept as a secret at that time. In the same year, 1934, the Aggregate 2, von Braun's first practice rocket, successfully launched and reached an altitude of about 7,200 feet. In the following 2 years, Wernher von Braun, together with a team around Ernst Heinkel, developed a rocket-fueled engine that was tested in the Heinkel HE-112R. Since 1937, Wernher von Braun served as technical director at the Heeresversuchsanstalt Peenemünde, or Army Research Center Peenemünde, on the Baltic Sea island Usedom. This location was chosen after Army and Air Force agreed that the previous location in Kummersdorf was not suitable. In this position, Wernher von Braun was in charge of the development of the Aggregate 4, A4 for short, the first surface-to-surface missile, later also known as Vergeltungswaffe 2, or V2, Vergeltungswaffe meaning vengeance weapon. During the Second World War, this missile would set altitude records. By 1942, a prototype reached about 49 miles, and by 1945, a V2 would even reach an altitude of 124 miles, making it the first human-built object reaching space. Although it was celebrated as a so-called Wunderwaffe, or miracle weapon, by propaganda minister Joseph Goebbels, the missile did not hit precisely its targets. In the final years, they were used to attack London and other targets on the Western Theater, but mainly hit non-military relevant targets. Since June 1943, the Army Research Center Peenemünde hosted a concentration satellite camp using forced labor to manufacture missiles. The conditions for the forced laborers were bad. As a matter of fact, more people died during the development of the weapon than were actually killed by the weapon. The production of the missiles had been relocated after an air raid conducted by the Royal Air Force in August 1943. This bombing strike was codenamed Operation Hydra and also intended to kill the present scientists. But Wernher von Braun was able to find shelter in a bunker in time. After Reichsführer SS Heinrich Himmler unsuccessfully tried to gain influence on the A4 or V2 project, he had the Gestapo arrest Wernher von Braun and close colleagues on the charges of undermining military forces, treason, as well as a planned escaping towards the United Kingdom. Due to their important role in the missile program, and due to the intervention of Wilhelm Keitel and Albert Speer, with Adolf Hitler saved the group from the death penalty. Wernher von Braun's brother Magnus contacted American troops after the end of the Second World War due to their interest in the German scientists. Wernher supported US troops to evacuate important personnel from the soon-to-be Soviet-occupied territory, as well as with the identification of important parts and machinery that the Soviets also shouldn't get a hold of. In September 1945, Wernher von Braun was transported to the United States, where he, together with other former members of the Army Research Center Peenemünde, taught the US Army about the construction and functionality of the A-4 missile in Fort Bliss, Texas. In the following year, 1946, Wernher von Braun got engaged to his cousin, Maria von Kürsthopp, by mail and married her in occupied Germany in 1947, before they returned to the United States. In 1950, von Braun, together with his team, worked on the development of the Redstone ballistic missile in Huntsville, Alabama. Von Braun, who became a US citizen in the year 1955, was transferred to NASA in October 1959, together with his team. He became the director of the Marshall Space Flight Center in Alabama in the following year and held this position up until 1970. During a visit of John F. Kennedy, Wernher von Braun convinced the US president to work towards the moon landing to overtake the Soviet Union in the space race. With the moon landing in the year 1969, one of Wernher von Braun's biggest dreams came true. From 1970 until 1972, von Braun served as NASA's Deputy Associate Administrator for Planning at NASA headquarters in Washington, D.C. In this position, he pushed for a manned flight to Mars, as well as a technical simplification of the Space Shuttle program. Big budget cuts, as well as the fading support of the public after the moon landing, led to his retirement from NASA in the year 1972. In the following years, he worked as the vice president of Fairchild, an aircraft and aerospace manufacturing company. He retired from this position on December 31st, 1976, after his cancer returned. He was first diagnosed with kidney cancer 3 years earlier. He passed away on June 16th, 1977 in Alexandria, Virginia, at the age of 65. Thank you so much for watching.